What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Torino Career Mode. This is episode number 88, and we start today's episode off here with a quick look at the league table. If you missed the last episode, highly recommend you go back and watch it, because as you can see, for the first time this season, we failed to win in the Serie A. We were beaten by our rivals Juventus after Gundogan scored a stoppage time winner for them in the Derby della Mole. They've got 13 wins from their first 13 games, and we now, sadly, only have 12 wins from our first 13 games and also one defeat as well. So our unbeaten start in the Serie A came to an end, our winning start in the Serie A came to its end, and Juventus absolutely perfect, 13 games in, 13 wins, and that is a real shame for us. But in the Champions League, we just have an absolutely massive game in the last one. In the Champions League, we now have arguably an even bigger one. We're taking on Atletico Madrid for the first game of today's episode here away at the Vicente Calderon, where as you can see by the group table, we're sitting in third place and we're on the brink of elimination. Coming into this game, we have to win if Porto beat Ajax, otherwise we are out. So an absolutely huge game here away in Madrid. We've only had one win from our opening 4 games. If we don't win this one, we are surely all but out. The first chance would fall to us, but Florenzi showing over the bar, but in the 13th minute, we would open the scoring. The perfect start to this game and the perfect way to hopefully bounce back from the disappointing defeat on the weekend. Manolo Gabbiadini on the transfer list opens the scoring after Alexandra whipped in a fantastic first-time cross, picked out the number 8, and with his weaker right foot, volleyed the ball first time past Moya and into the back of the net. A superb strike by Gabbiadini, and you saw the team lineup. There were a lot of changes to this game. It was played just a couple of days after Juventus won. A lot of players weren't fit enough for this game. Wanted to give some chances to some fringe players as well, and Gabbiadini got a chance, and he took it here to make it Atletico 0, Torino 1. But unfortunately, just a few minutes later, despite leading this game, we would then give away a penalty. John Anthony Brooks took down Mandzukic in the area, and it was a penalty which I could not have any complaints about. He barges into the number 9, and the referee awards a spot kick. So Mandzukic against Bernie from the spot, and Mandzukic converts the penalty he won as well. The Croatian smashes the ball down the middle and makes it Atletico Madrid 1, Torino 1. So Atletico back on level terms there. Brooks gave away the penalty, and Mandzukic to convert it as well to make it 1-1 here in this game. And of course, a draw would not be, it wouldn't be all over for us if we got a draw in this game, but of course, if Porto won, then it would be. But if Porto didn't win the game, then a draw wouldn't be too bad for us. We could still be in it on the final game, but it would, of course, mean that destiny is still out of our hands on the final game, and I don't really like to have that scenario. Still, it was 1-1. Mandzukic converted the penalty, and in the 23rd minute, Grenier took this strike on from range, but Moya makes a good save and turns it behind for a corner, so still 1-1. In the 34th minute, there was a good chance for Atletico to take the lead for the first time in the game. Engels mistimes his jump and allows Insua to get a header in on goal, but thankfully it goes off target and behind for a goal kick. And from that goal kick, we pass out from the back as per usual. Bernie chips it through towards Grenier. He finds Alexandra, got the assist for the first goal, which Gabbiadini scored. He takes it around Gabby, he'll have a nice turn, keeps on going, eventually keeps hold of the ball for playing out wide to Danilo, his fullback colleague. The right back takes on Insua here, beats him with a fake shot and sprints down the right hand side, has the pace on the Atletico Madrid man, drills in across, picks out Grenier, and Grenier finds the back of the net and makes it Atletico Madrid 1, Torino 2. So Grenier getting a goal in this game. Both Grenier and Gabbiadini not first team players anymore since the introductions of Sterling and Lucas as well, but they are both very, very good squad players to have, and they both had a goal each in this game. Grenier tapping it in from close range there, got to abuse those trill crosses, and Danilo gets the assist as Grenier gets the goal to make it 2-1 to Torino. And the importance as well of having good solid attacking fullbacks. Danilo and Alexandra pick up so many assists per season, and he had 1 each in this game. Mandzukic went very close there to almost getting his second goal of the game. That shot going just wide of the post and behind for a goal kick, so still 2-1. And in the 45th minute here, a great chance to make it 3-1. Gabbiadini scored our first goal, finds Baselli, rides a slide challenge, plays that wide towards Florenzi. Florenzi takes it around his man, crosses the ball in, Immobile wins the header, and Shiro Immobile on the stroke of half time makes it Atletico 1, Torino 3, and all 3 goals had come from crosses. Sweaty or cheap, I don't care what you call it, it's 3-1 to Torino, and that's the most important thing. Atletico just weren't dealing with the presence of Immobile in the area. They weren't dealing with the threat of the offensive players we had like Gabbiadini and Grenier. there making forward runs. Their positioning was always on point, and the centre-backs, Alderweireld and Miranda, they were so slow to react to any cross in the box. And after the first goal, I thought, I've got to keep on abusing that. That's what I was doing, and that's why we were 3-1 up. And 5 minutes after the restart, a great chance to make it 4-1. Baselli comes forward to shoot, but Moya makes a really good save before Atletico eventually cleared the ball away. So still 3-1, and we were playing the much better football in this game, despite Atletico being top of the group. And from the save here, we eventually give the ball away, but as Mandzukic gives it away himself, we win it back with Grenier. Alexandro plays it across the field towards Danilo. Danilo then finds Florenzi down the right-hand side, plays it inside towards Baselli. There's a 1-2 between those two players. Florenzi then plays it back inside towards Baselli. Baselli plays it through towards Neymar, and Neymar smashes the ball into the back of the net. The shot power on that was ridiculous, and the Brazilian makes it Atletico 1, Torino 4, 9 minutes after the restart. The fans are celebrating. We were staring into the abyss. We're on the brink of elimination. We're coming away from home to take on the group leaders, who beat us at home, of course, on the back of a disappointing first defeat in the Serie A to Juventus on the weekend, and we responded absolutely superbly. Atletico 1, Torino 4, and in what I felt was a must-win game, we were winning it, and we were winning it in style. 4-1 to Torino. What a performance by the players, and every single one of them was having a superb game. But in the 60th minute, a good chance for Atletico to get back in the game. Arda Turan's cross finds Mandzukic at the far post, but he's denied his second goal of the game by Burnley turning his header behind for a corner. So good stop there by the skipper for the night. And from the corner, Arda Turan crosses the ball into the centre here, looking for a teammate. Koke goes for the header at the near post. It comes down to Gavi, who strikes it, but he puts the shot wide of the post and behind for a goal kick. And Grenier did get injured there as well, and it was eventually forced off. So still 4-1, but in stoppage time, we were still leading by 4-1. Atletico are running out of steam. Florenzi had a great chance here to make it 5-1 as he goes down the right-hand side. Roulette's around his man and shoots, but can't hit a target, and he goes behind for a goal kick. So it's still 4-1, but at this stage, it wasn't a case of whether we'd win the game, but by how many goals we'd win it by. But in the 90th minute, a bit of a shame. We would give away a second penalty in the game. Danilo was a little bit lazy on the ball there. I tried to pass it out towards Florenzi, but overcooked the first touch, and he ends up taking the man down. It's a penalty to Atletico, and just like the first one, I had no complaints. Gavi stands up to take it. I thought he might go down the middle like Mandzukic did. Instead, he goes to Bernie's right-hand side, and as I stood down the middle, the ball goes into the back of the net, and it's a goal. So Atletico 2, Torino 4 in stoppage time. They're celebrating the goal. They're happy with it, but they know it's not going to get them any points. They're still going to lose the game, and it's been a superb performance by us regardless. So Atletico 2, Torino 4, Gavi with the penalty. Again, absolutely no complaints from me for either penalty. Both were silly mistakes by me, but we held on to get the win. Obviously, we win it by 4-2, and what a superb performance. We were on the brink of elimination, and as you can see as well by the results in just a moment's time too, as Porto did beat Ajax as well. If we didn't win this game, we would have been knocked out of the group. So we had to come into this game, we had to get the win. Because of that, I felt they'd beat Ajax, and they did. We had to get the win to stay in the group, and what it now means is that if we win against Ajax on the final group stage game, we will qualify. Because Atletico Madrid and Porto are playing each other, which is the biggest bonus, it means that if we win, doesn't matter what result they have there, we will qualify in either first or second place. So yeah, really pleased to get that win there, and it does now mean that destiny is back in our hands. If we beat Ajax, we will qualify, but only a win will do it. A draw will see us get knocked out, even if Porto lose to Atletico Madrid, because we'll be on level points with Porto, but we'll miss out on the head-to-head ruling because they beat us in Portugal, and we could only manage a draw with them in Italy. So that means that if we draw, Porto will go through even if they lose to Atletico Madrid. So basically, win or we're out. It's as simple as that. But still, we take on Milan for the second game of today's episode here, the second and final game of today's episode, and check out the starting lineup for Milan. Their number 9, their starting striker. Do you recognise that guy? And by Niang, yes, and I haven't done this in a while. Bit of hashtag Docs trivia for you guys. We all know about Niang. We all know the clubs he played for, but who was the first team he scored a goal against in my West Bromwich Albion, PSG and Arsenal career? So if you watched that series, it was a long one on my channel. I did that one before this one. If you watched that series and you saw Niang come in for West Bromwich Albion, who was the first team he scored a goal against? He scored so many goals in that series, but who was the first team he scored against? Let me know in the comments if you guys know. I know, obviously, because I'm a massive Niang fan, but yeah, who did he first score against? Let me know in the comments. It would be interesting to see whether you guys know the answer. Still, we take on Milan for the second and final game of today's episode here. First couple of chances fell to us, Sterling hitting the bar, and we had one more as well, which I forgot to include, but there was a good chance there for Niang to score against me, but thankfully a shot shot was off target. In the 42nd minute, Burnley made a really good save there to deny that header from finding the back of the net as he turned it behind for a corner, but it was still 0-0. It was a game in which I really was frustrated in because Milan came to defend in this game. They really did. They sat back for most of the game. They passed the ball around. They were dominating a possession battle, and I was struggling to carve out chances and break them down. Their back line was so solid. I could not get into the area at all. So many of my strikes came from long range. The final chance fell here in stoppage time, but Shalanoglu's free kick went wide of the post and behind for a goal kick, and that was also the final kick of the game as well. It was a really subpar game. I do have to apologise for that, but it was just one of those where sadly the opponent team came to defend. They sat back, they retained possession so well, and I literally just could not break them down for the life of me. As you'll see by the stats, most of my shots came from outside the area. Regardless, a 0-0 draw, so that's now 2 league games without a win. We had 12 wins on the bounce, and now 2 games without a win. Not great to see, but hopefully in the next episode we'll pick it back up in the Serie A and start to perform a bit better. But that does end the episode, guys, so as always, a big thank you for watching the video. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode of Torino Career Mode, then please do leave a like, and I'll see you for the next episode of Torino Career Mode very soon.